Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Hello Goddess podcast. I am your host, Mandy de Grace. I am a Reiki practitioner, a wellness lover, and a spiritual seeker. We are back today with a solo episode. I haven't done one of these in a while, so I'm really happy to connect with you. Thank you so much for tuning in today. So I'm going to give you guys a little update on my life before we begin on today's topic. Lately, I have been studying how to become an intuitive coach. It's already something I offer in my services, but I wanted to get a formal education on the topic, and that's basically what I have been doing lately. I'm also studying to become a certified naturopath. So I have these two studies right now and my podcast. There's a lot going on, but I'm really happy to be able to share more of my knowledge on the podcast as I'm learning, and also offer more services to the people, the women that live in the Moncton area. I had already planned that I was going to make a solo cast this week, but I was trying to think, what does my audience want to learn about, and what am I passionate about? What do I know that I can really share my knowledge on? And I'm pretty sure I already created an episode on the law of attraction, but I really want to go more in depth on what it really is, the scientific explanation, the esoteric history of the law of attraction, and everything in between. So that is going to be the subject today. Now, unless you live under a rock, you probably have heard of the term the law of attraction, even if you don't consider yourself a spiritual person. It's very mainstream. Everybody talks about the law of attraction and manifesting, but what does it all mean? In simple terms, the law of attraction states that like attracts like, which means similar things are attracted to each other. It's kind of like how gravity works. Matter is attracted to matter. And everything in the universe is made up of energy. So energies are attracted to each other, especially when they are similar. You've probably also heard of the term manifesting. What does manifesting mean? It means to be able to attract something that you desire into your life. So let's say you want to manifest a relationship or a certain job or a car or whatever it is. It doesn't matter how big or small. The way that you attract it into your life is through the law of attraction and through inspired action. Now, before I go into the practical way of understanding the law of attraction, I want to go back in time and explain the history. Where does this come from? You've probably heard of the book The Secret that came out in 2006. This book really exposed the law of attraction and brought it to the public, brought it to the masses, because before this time, nobody really knew what attracting, like the law of attraction and manifesting, unless you were really in the fringe of spirituality, or if you were in a secret society. And the reason I talk about secret society is because secret societies have been learning the law of attraction and other laws for hundreds of years. The law of attraction actually originates from a teaching called the Hermetic philosophy. In the Hermetic philosophy, there are many laws, and the law of attraction is only one of them. The Hermetic philosophy or Hermetic principles explain how the universe functions. For example, everything has a vibration, so there is a principle of vibration. This is not proven by science that every single thing in the universe is made up of atoms, and these atoms have a vibration. They are not still. They do vibrate and they have a frequency. But the Hermetic principles are ancient teachings at a time where science didn't even really exist and everything was governed by religion. So it makes sense that these teachings were considered sacred and they were only shared with a few amount of people. Another Hermetic principle that is very interesting is the principle of rhythm. Everything flows out and in, like the waves in the ocean, or the seasons, or the life of a plant or a flower. Another principle that I find very interesting but a little bit more difficult to grasp is the principle of mentality. All is mind, universe is mental. What does that mean? It means that the whole universe is created through consciousness. The old scientific model was that the whole universe is material, and from those materials, biology started to exist. But according to new discoveries in quantum physics and according to the Hermetic principles, it is actually the opposite. If there was no life to observe the universe, it would not exist. It's kind of like the thought experiment. If a tree falls down in a forest and nobody is there to hear it, does it make a sound? If this seems a little bit woo-woo or too out there, I totally understand. But if you are curious about this, I invite you to look up the double slit experiment in physics. Another very powerful Hermetic principle is the law of cause and effect. Every cause has its effect. Again, this is proven by physics. If you push on the wall is also pushing you. And from an esoteric perspective, from a spiritual perspective, this can also explain karma. A lot of religions and even people who consider themselves atheists believe in karma. The energy that you put out into the world comes back to you. So if you're kind to people, if you're generous, if you're forgiving, if you're compassionate to all living beings, not just people, but animals, plants, just the world in general, if you have a good heart, that will come back to you tenfold. On the other side of the coin, if you're always angry, if you're always hateful, if you're always frustrated, and if you're always putting out that energy of negativity, you will have negative experiences that will be attracted to you because that's the energy that you put out. And you might even think that you have bad luck, that you're unlucky, but really you have to realize that you're putting out this energy into the world. And like a giant mirror, that energy is going to be reflected back to you. I actually have a full episode on the topic of karma if that is something that interests you. Going back to the law of attraction, I want to go deeper with this. I said earlier it was like attracts like. Similar things are attracted to each other. There is this big misconception in the spiritual communities and even in the world in general that the law of attraction is simply thinking about positive things or thinking about what you want and it appearing out of thin air. That's kind of like what the book The Secret and the documentary led us to believe, but that's not how it works. To attract something into your life, it is not enough to simply think about what you want to attract. It is not enough to only think about what you desire. You have to start embodying the energy of what you want in your life. You have to integrate it. You have to be it. For example, if you're trying to attract a relationship, a healthy relationship, it is not enough to simply think, I want a relationship, or to write it down in your journal over and over again. Yes, those are good tools to start with, but what you have to do is do the inner work to start believing that you are worthy of attracting a healthy relationship, to know that it is coming, to know that it is on its way to you. Dr. Wayne Dyer, he speaks about this a lot. He explains that the law of attraction is not praying to angels for the angels to change your life. It's to become angel-like, to become angelic, and to attract the beautiful things in your life because you are the vibration of love, because you are the vibration of the things that you want. A really interesting fact as well is that different emotions vibrate at different frequencies. For example, the energy of guilt, shame, and fear vibrate at a very low frequency. And the energy of neutrality and upwards, acceptance, reason, love, joy, peace, are all high vibrational energies. That's what people mean. If you're not spiritual and you hear people talking about raising their vibration, that's what they mean. To embody higher vibrations is to embody love, joy, acceptance, peace, compassion. How do you expect yourself to attract good things into your life if you are always being negative? The problem isn't out there, hun, it's in here, in your heart. You have to do the work to let go of whatever's holding you back and holding you down in your life, because you're putting all of the energy outwards when the real work lies inwards. When and only when you start doing the work, you will start noticing things shift around you. You can do maybe yoga or meditation, or maybe you're seeing a Reiki practitioner or a therapist or a friend or whatever it may be. You have to do the inner work first, and the outer reality will shift according to the energy, the frequency that you hold within you. That's what the law of attraction is. Now you may say, Mandy, yes, I've done all that work already. I've already forgiven my past. I've already worked through my trauma. I've already done the shadow work, everything in between. How can I manifest something into my life that is more specific? I would really break the process in 3 parts. Yes, the first part is doing the inner work. Because no matter how many manifestation exercises that you do in your journal, if you're holding on to toxic emotions, you will not manifest your desires. So again, if you want to manifest something beautiful in your life, you really have to do the inner work before. I cannot stress that enough. If you are a woman in Moncton, I would love to help you with this process. I do it through Reiki and coaching. But if you are not, maybe look up practitioners in your area, or you can even start on your own and do your own research on, I would say, shadow work and inner child work are the most popular methods to help you let go of lower vibrational frequencies. Now, that is not to say that you will never ever again feel the lower energies. It just means that your baseline will be higher. So your normal will be a lot higher than what it used to be. For example, if you lived a lot in fear, you may transition and start feeling more of a neutral energy in your body. Or if you go further in your spiritual practice, you may even have a baseline of love and peace. But remember, you are still a human being, and so we do not want to repress negative emotions when they come up. We just experience them, understand them, then release them. That is the process. We don't hold on to the negative energy. We let it pass through the body. Emotion means energy in motion. The second step to the law of attraction that I would recommend is working on your limiting beliefs. That is the beliefs that you have formed within childhood and socialization that have kept you small, that have limited you in your life, that have kept you in your comfort zone, and that have kept you in fear. The tricky part is sometimes we're not even aware that we have a certain limiting belief because all of it is hidden in the subconscious mind. This is where deeper practices like hypnosis, deep meditation, or even certain types of therapy can come in handy, because you want to uncover, and slowly and not all at the same time, but you want to uncover those subconscious beliefs and reprogram them into something positive and constructive. The mind is very powerful, and They say that about 80 to 90% of our beliefs are subconscious, so we're not even aware that we have them. And the job of the mind is to keep you safe, not only physically, but emotionally and mentally. That's why we have limiting beliefs. We have formed them as children in certain situations, or we have picked it up in society, in the media, or whatever it is. And we picked it up to protect ourselves from negative experiences. But what happens is that now, as an adult, wherever you are in your life, those limiting beliefs may not even be needed anymore. They may not even be necessary. They may only be holding you back. Examples of limiting beliefs are, I cannot trust the world. I cannot trust my own reality. I do not feel safe in my reality. Or, I'm ashamed of myself. I don't like my body. I don't like how I look. I don't like how I am. Or, who I am is simply not enough. I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy of happiness or healthy relationships or abundance. Now you can see how those limiting beliefs could really hold you back and keep you from living your best life, living the life of your dreams. And this is really my passion. This is how I want to be of service. I want people to know that they are worthy as they are, and they are able to have the life of their dreams. On my part, working on limiting beliefs is something that I did mostly on my own. For example, I have really studied the work of Wayne Dyer, as I said previously. Teal Swan, Eckhart Tolle are very, very powerful teachers of this material. If you feel like you don't really want to invest in a practitioner or a coaching session and you want to learn on your own, there are so many resources available on YouTube on this topic. Just search up how to let go of limiting beliefs. There are many, many resources on the internet for free for you. Now there is step 3, doing manifestation exercises. You have to do step 1 and 2 before you do step 3, because if you don't, the exercise will not work. That's why people get stuck and they don't believe in the law of attraction, because they try to manifest things before they embody the energy that thing has. Once you've done the inner work and you've raised your vibration and you've worked with your subconscious mind and all the limiting beliefs that are there, and mind you, this is a lifetime of work. It's something that is a process. You'll never really get there, but you will always improve and improve and improve. Once you've done the work, you can start doing manifestation exercises and you will start seeing more results. Examples of manifestation exercises are visualization, vision boards, affirmations. Basically, what you want to do is you want to submerge yourself into what you desire. So basically, like, let's say you have a journal and you're trying to manifest a car. You will want to do scripting. Scripting is when you write in the present tense as though you already have what you want. For example, you sit down with your journal and you take your favorite beautiful blue pen or red pen or pink pen, I have a purple one, and you write down exactly what you want as a car in the present tense. I love my beautiful white SUV with heated seats, and you go in as much detail as possible. And when you write it down, really picture it in your mind and really visualize it in your mind. There are so many different techniques that will work for this. This is where The Secret comes in. The book, The Secret, that really introduced the law of attraction to modern society, has so many different ways to explain this process, but the step 3 is really where you do the manifestation exercises. You explain exactly what you want, or you put it up on a vision board, or you simply visualize it during meditation. Affirmations is another beautiful tool as well. Another thing that I like to add to my practice is setting an intention afterwards. So let's say I wrote down exactly what I want in the present tense. Afterwards, I will state to the universe, "Dear universe, please help me see opportunities all around me that will help me get what I desire. Please help me take the required actions for me to get to where I want to be." Now, you can see if you did this exercise before doing the inner work, before working on your low vibration, it's not going to work because like attracts like. If 10% of your energy is focused on attracting what you want, but 90% of your energy is focused on all the negative things that have happened in your life and all the negative things that are going on all around you, you will not attract what you desire. The brain is extremely powerful. It's like a supercomputer. So you can program it like the intention setting to notice opportunities all around you and to notice what you want and to attract it into your life. Now, to add a little sprinkle of science in this podcast episode, there is a part of the brain called the reticular activating system, the RAS. And the job of the RAS is to filter out what's not necessary in your reality so that your senses don't become overloaded. There is so much information all around us at all times that if we would take it all in all at once always, we would just explode. So what the RAS does is filter out all that junk and helps us notice with our 5 senses what is important to us. That is the scientific explanation of manifestation, and that is why you will notice that people who focus on the negative will notice more negative, and people that are focused on the positive will notice more positive. Have you ever had the experience of when you're shopping for a certain type of car and all of a sudden you're driving around and all you see is that type of car and you never noticed it before? That is because the RAS is working towards getting that car and noticing that car because that's what you're focused on. Where your focus goes, energy flows. So before we end this episode, let's do a little recap on what we've learned today. The law of attraction is an ancient law of the universe, and it is absolute. Like attracts like. To make the law of attraction work for you, there are 3 steps you must take. The first one is to fix your vibrational frequency, to raise it up to the highest vibrational frequency that you possibly can. The second is to work with your subconscious mind, to let go of limiting beliefs and to start believing that you are actually worthy of what you desire. And the third necessary step is to do manifestation exercises such as visualization, to program your mind to notice what you want in your reality and to take actions towards what you want. When it comes to taking actions, trust your gut, do what feels right in every moment, and you will see that the universe will bring you what you desire. Now, this concludes today's episode. I hope you learned something new today. I hope this was interesting. It is definitely something that I am passionate about. If you want to work on this and you need some support, feel free to reach out to me. I offer Reiki and I offer coaching for women. I will leave all my information in the description box if this is something that interests you. I hope everyone listening is having an amazing day. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm wishing you the best of luck on your manifestation journey, sending you all of the love, all of the light and the Reiki energy. Bye.